There are people who feel tired before they even go out, not because the day was hard, not because they're sad, but because they already know what's coming. The noise, the talking, the pretending to be on. They imagine the small talk, the forced smiles, the effort of keeping energy up when their body is already asking for quiet. And somewhere inside, a small voice says, "I'd rather just stay home." If that sounds familiar, here's the real question. Why does staying home feel better, even when nothing's wrong? Is it laziness, fear, social anxiety, or is something deeper happening in your brain that nobody really explains? This video isn't here to shame you or label you. It's here to explain why some people feel most alive when life is quiet, and why that doesn't mean something is broken. Because for a lot of people, staying home isn't avoidance, it's relief. When you're out in the world, your brain is constantly working. It's reading faces, managing tone, tracking conversations, deciding when to speak, deciding when to laugh, deciding how much of yourself to show. Even when socializing is fun, your brain is still burning fuel. Some people burn that fuel slowly, others burn it fast. If you burn it fast, being out doesn't energize you, it drains you. So when plans cancel, the relief you feel isn't about avoiding people, it's about getting your energy back. That's the part most people misunderstand. They assume staying home feels good because it's easy, but that's not true. Staying home feels good because your nervous system finally relaxes. Psychology talks about something called optimal stimulation. In simple terms, it means everyone has a different level of stimulation they need to feel balanced. Some people need a lot: crowds, noise, movement, constant interaction. Others need very little: quiet, familiar spaces, predictability. If you prefer staying home, your brain likely functions better at lower stimulation levels. Too much input doesn't excite you, it overwhelms you. And that's not a flaw, it's a wiring difference. This wiring difference shows up everywhere, not just in social plans. It shows up in how you start your mornings, how you focus, how you recover after long days. You might notice that after being around people for hours, you don't feel lonely, you feel overstimulated. Your thoughts get messy, your body feels tight, you want silence, not connection. Staying home isn't about hiding from life, it's about letting your system reset. There's another misunderstanding here. People assume staying home means nothing is happening, but internally, a lot is happening. At home, your brain reflects. It reorganizes thoughts. It processes emotions you didn't have time to feel earlier. This is why people who love staying home often think deeply. They replay conversations. They connect ideas. They notice patterns others miss. They aren't disengaged from life. They're engaged internally. The world rewards visible action, but growth doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it looks like sitting quietly and understanding yourself better. Another reason staying home feels good is control. Out there, the world decides things for you: the noise level, the schedule, the expectations, the pace. At home, you decide when to speak, when to rest, when to engage, when to stop. That sense of control is incredibly calming for certain nervous systems. For people who are sensitive, anxious, or highly perceptive, control isn't a luxury. It's how they stay balanced. And this is where a lot of guilt starts, because society praises being busy, being visible, being out there. Quiet preferences don't perform well online. So if you enjoy staying home, you might feel like you're behind, like you're boring, like you're missing out, like everyone else figured out life and you didn't. But psychology tells a very different story. People with lower stimulation needs often have strong inner worlds. They can focus for long periods. They think in depth, not bursts. They don't need constant novelty because their mind is already active. They're not empty. They're full, just quietly. Here's something important, though. There is a difference between peace and avoidance. Some people stay home because it fills them up. Others stay home because leaving feels heavy. Those are not the same thing. Peace feels calm. Avoidance feels tense. One restores you, the other slowly shrinks your world. Loving home is healthy when you still feel capable of leaving, when you choose solitude, not hide in it. If staying home feels safe but also limiting, that's not something to judge, it's something to explore gently. And if any of this feels uncomfortably accurate, like it's describing something you've never been able to explain, you're not alone. This channel exists for people who think quietly but deeply. If that's you, you're in the right place. Another thing people miss is how joy works for different minds. Some people need big events to feel alive. Others find satisfaction in small, steady moments. People who love staying home notice things most people rush past. The way light changes in a room, the comfort of a familiar routine, the quiet relief of not performing. Their joy is quieter, but not weaker. It's just harder to show. And because it's harder to show, it often gets dismissed. But here's the truth. If you love staying home, you're not failing at life. You're choosing a pace that matches your nervous system. Not everyone is built for noise. Not everyone needs crowds to feel fulfilled. Some people find meaning in stillness, and that doesn't make them antisocial. It makes them self-aware. It means they listen to their body instead of forcing themselves into someone else's version of happiness. So if staying home feels better than going out, it doesn't mean you're missing out. It means you value peace over performance, depth over noise, energy over approval. And that's not something to fix. That's something to understand.